Okay, just a quick comment. Something I was thinking about. I'm not gonna. This is not a book review or nothing. But I was thinking how much I get a lot of information off the internet. I do it, a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff that I think or talk about is actually something got off YouTube. Watched a video and someone give you their spiel. Before YouTube, I used to read a lot more stuff, a lot more information off of the internet. Actually, you go to a page, read it. Wasn't a whole lot of video stuff going on back before YouTube. And then I've always, as I got older, I've been an avid reader. It's kind of seasonal. I don't have a lot of time in the summer because I just go pretty hard. And by the time I get done with my day, at night, I just as soon as I lay down, I'm out. I'm sleeping. Which in the wintertime, I don't have to do as much, and so I get a little more, probably an hour to 2 hours a day where I can read a lot more. So I get a lot of books. I might buy them for the summer, but I won't read them until the winter. And I was thinking about this, using a lot of YouTube. And I'll just ask a question: are you guys reading? And maybe you've never been much of a reader. I think a lot of that's generational and an age kind of thing. But plus I don't have a television. I don't have cable or anything like that. So I'm not caught up in that. So that eats up a lot of our time. But I bring this up that when we get information off of YouTube, we're watching a video, and that's great. I'm not complaining about that. That's been a huge help. YouTube is a huge resource. But when you watch a video, it's like getting tube fed. Someone else chewed the food, and now you're getting the imagery, you're getting their audio, you're getting the information. It's all fed in a nice little package, and all you got to do is have your eyes and ears open. And like I said, that's good. But when you read a book, you have to read it, hear what you're reading in your mind, okay? Then you have to imagine the illustration of what they're talking about. And I think in a lot of ways where I think we're losing that, okay? And I'm sure someone's done a study on it or whatever. But we kind of lose that, when you have to take, some people don't necessarily, write that well. You really have to strain over something to say, okay, I got to mentally visualize what this person's talking about in my mind, in my mind's eye, and I might have to read something 2 or 3 times to kind of get it. I might even have to take a pen and pencil and paper out, try to draw or write what they're saying, kind of a how-to thing. So it's just like if you get a how-to book and they got plenty of illustrations. Take the same book, take the illustrations out, and have them just give you print trying to explain it. You got to use a lot more of your brain, your creativity, your imagination to pull this off. And whether I've read all the the best books or not, I've had a lot of that. A lot where you got to use you got to get that mind working to figure a lot of these things out. And I think we lose a little bit of that in the YouTube videos. Like I said, I'm not knocking the videos, but if you're one of those people that you watch a lot of videos, and if it tends to be your main is how you get most of your information is through YouTube, which is fine. But you got to own a book somewhere. You got to have something. It could be on whatever topic you want. It could be on, SHTF or a how-to or some kind of skill you're trying to pick up. But get in the habit of reading. If you're not in the habit of reading, you're really missing out on something. And you're going to find some of you younger guys, if you're 20s and early 30s, you start getting in the upper. I'm 47. You start getting in the upper part of the age scale, and the stuff you have not used in your brain pretty much will just no longer be there. Okay, certain cognitive skills and stuff like that. My grandma died of Alzheimer's, and that really concerns me. Because I've never been the sharpest knife in the drawer, but boy, you start finding your senses get a little duller every year. So I'll point this towards anybody who's seeing this, but especially the younger guys. You got to get in the habit of. I don't care if you're reading. They can be not so much comic books because they give you a big fancy picture that's too simplistic. But get yourself to start reading. Find a book. Find something. If it's a page or two a day or some sort of regular reading schedule, and get a book in your hands, because I think we're losing a lot by not being so much readers anymore. Instead, we're looking at this little screen, and most of that stuff has already been chewed and digested for you. You're being tube-fed information. Whereas when you're reading a book, you got to kind of sort this stuff out and put it together in your mind. And that's a real important exercise. And you'll notice that as you get older, you start to lose some of that. So you need to work that muscle, that muscle between your ears, as much as you can as you're getting older and getting getting later in the game. So I just wanted to point that out. If you're not a reader, like I said, you read whatever you want, but you want something just print on the page. You got to decipher this stuff, into your eyes, into your brain, and then you got to put together from there. That's a very important exercise. And there may come a day when we don't have all this YouTube stuff. So get yourself a book, start reading, and do it regularly. It's just like lifting weights. If you're not working that part of your brain, it's going to atrophy. You're going to lose it. So just a warning.